We have been talking about budgets, how to make them. And we've also got into how we may have to modify budgets because something unexpected may happen. And we did one example where we had two guys living together and then ended up in a fight, and one of them decided to leave, and we needed to modify the one who stayed, his budget, to see if he could afford to stay there. We can also use budgets to help us determine, or to help us meet financial goals. So, you know, maybe what's something that you would like to own within the next 3 years? A car? Okay. What's that? Sanity. Okay. A cat? A puppy? Okay. I'm thinking, well, I shouldn't, I was going to say I was thinking big expenses, but pets can be big expenses. So, okay. So let's take an example. And this would be, yeah, this would probably hit pretty close to home with you guys. So Celine would like to buy a car in May before she graduates. It's the beginning of her grade 11 school year, so September. So what we want to do is we want to prepare a budget for Celine, and going under the assumption that though that budget surplus or deficit will stay the same until she graduates, we want to see if she can afford a vehicle. And if so, how much can she afford? So this would probably be a budget that would be similar to something that you guys may do. So she's got, she works part-time. She's paid $230.55 net per week. Okay. And her monthly costs, because she's living at home and not paying any rent. So she's got a cell phone bill, she's got some clothing expenses, personal costs, entertainment costs, and then she's also got some annual costs because she wants to save up to go on a vacation with her friends, vacation for $600, and she's got some type of subscription, who knows what to, that she pays $19 a year. So we want to make a budget for her. This is a pretty straightforward budget. And so we're going to do September. So the budget is going to be for September. And let's look at her income first. So she gets paid $230.55 net, so that means total after deductions, per week. How do I calculate how much she makes per month? Multiply it by, yes, to get the year, and then divided by 12, right? Because remember, when you get the income, unless it's given to you per year or per month, you have to convert it to the year and then divide 12 to go to the month. So we have to times 52. This will get her yearly salary, net salary, but I want to know per month, so I'm going to divide by 12. And when I do that, I should get $999.05. She doesn't have any other income going on, so that's her total monthly income. She wants to put away savings. Okay, pay yourself first. So how much would she put away? Well, we'd have to do 999.05 times 10% or times 0.10. And that's going to give us almost $100, $99.91. So she puts about $100 away per month. She might be able to use that for a car payment down the road. Or maybe that's for university or something like that. Okay, so we've taken care of the income and putting away the monthly savings. Now we got to go to the expenses. So we'll go to the monthly expenses. The cell phone bill is $26.78, which we can put right down here, $26.78. Clothing expenses are $95.48. So we go to the clothing line, $95.48. Personal care costs, $35, which is under the miscellaneous section. Entertainment costs, $62.81. And now we go to her annual costs, and we got to convert them to monthly expenses. So vacation is $600 per month. That works out to 600 divided 12, which is $50. So she's has an expense of $50 per month for her vacation. And subscription, $19 per year divided by 12 will give her not very much, $1.58 a month. And that's everything. So medical covered under her parents, doesn't have a credit card, doesn't have to worry about food, doesn't have to worry about rent. Okay, so let's total the expenses. Look at each section. Pretty straightforward. So this one is $26.78. That's all she pays for telecommunications. Nothing under accommodation, nothing under vehicle, nothing under food. She does have clothing, $95.48. Nothing under medical. But she does have miscellaneous expenses, so we got to add these four numbers up. And when we add these four numbers up, we get $149.39. So that's $149.39. There's no debt repayment that she has to pay. So her total monthly expenses, I got to add $149.39, $95.48, and from the previous page, $26.78. So her total monthly expenses, when we add those three numbers, works out to $271.65. So we've got the main numbers now. Remember, her monthly net income was $999.05. She put $99.91 into monthly savings. She's got $271.65 in expenses. So her total savings and expenses, when I add these two together, I get $371.56. So she's going to have surplus. When we subtract these two, we're going to get $627.49. And that's a surplus. So pretty good. over 600 bucks a month, in addition to the $100 a month she's putting into her savings. So I mean, technically, we could probably say it's over 700 bucks a month. So this is what she's making, or this is what her surplus is every month starting from September of her grade 11 year. And she wants to be able to purchase a car by the time she graduates. So it would be June in her grade 12 year. And the vehicle she's looking at costs almost $17,000. Will she be able to save enough money to pay cash for it before graduating? Well, we need to figure out, remember, her surplus was $627.49 per month. How many months is it from September of her grade 11 year to June of her grade 12 year? Well, from September grade 11 to September beginning of grade 12 is 12 months. And then we have to just count the additional months to get to June. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So that'd be 9 additional months. So it's 12 months from September grade 11 to September grade 12, and it's an additional 9 months. Okay. So from September grade 11 to June grade 12, is 12 plus 9, which is 21 months. And she's getting a surplus of $627.49 per month. So therefore, if she continues with that surplus over the 21 months, by the time June of her grade 12 year hits around, she's going to have, when I multiply those, $13,177.29. Not quite enough. Not enough to pay cash for the vehicle. Could she adjust her budget? What are some possible things she could do? Like, so this is where you've got to look at it and you've got to say, okay, look at her expenses. Would she likely need her phone? Yeah, I would say yeah. Okay. For clothing, yeah. For entertainment, yeah. She could maybe cut out the vacation, right, for her grade 12 year, or maybe not. Personal care, no. Subscriptions, maybe she could do that, but that's not very much. That's not going to save very much per month. Okay, so she really can't cut any of her expenses. Anything else she could do to increase her surplus besides cutting her expenses? Another job. She could work more. What's that? Oh, with the money that she's contributing to it already, like the $100 per month.
Yeah, but she could also.
So take that surplus money, put it into a savings account, and have it grow over 21 months. Yes, that would probably, like, she's how short is she? She's almost $4,000 short. She probably wouldn't make that much in interest to cover that, but it would be closer. So yeah, she could work more. Um, maybe she could take out a loan. I mean, while she isn't able to pay cash for the entire vehicle, she's able to pay cash for most of it. So maybe a loan a little under $4,000, possibly. Okay, that's another thing that she could do. Or she may just have to, if she's staying at home first year university, if she's going to university, and if she's getting the same surplus per month, then she would have to wait some additional months in order to pay all cash for a vehicle. Okay. And that would take her probably around 7 months, an additional 7 months. So if she stayed at home her first year university, by the end of first year university, she would be able to buy that vehicle. But other expenses may come into play when she graduates from high school. Maybe, her parents say, we'll pay for your tuition, but you got to pay for your books and all that, which means she's got additional expenses now. So these are things that you always have to sort of take into consideration. I want to delete.